I'm afraid of the calendar. Its days are numbered.
Starting off strong there.
Yeah. And welcome back to the best thing you watched this week. Because it's gonna be, we have an awesome video podcast for you today. We have great Patreon starting at just £1. Seriously, over 60 videos, £1. That's actually £2 with two fingers. Okay. No, I won't be rude. £1. We're going to be talking next week. We're going to do spoilers and ranking for the latest Mission Impossible film. That's Dead Reckoning Part 1. But obviously, we're not going to do it now this week because it's not quite out yet. However, this week we do have a TV series that was recommended to by our Patreon member. What's his name?
Another Digital Citizen.
Thank you. Called Lilyhammer. We'd never seen it. I think we've both got some interesting things to talk about with this series. I'm excited to get into that. So if you want to hear us dive into some unique stuff, there's so much on there, and we have a lot of fun, and we can get more silly because it's our own little niche, little place where we can be stupid if we want to. Not that we don't do that here, but
never.
There's a darker corner over there. That just sounds dodgy. It's not a darker corner. It's fun. Trust me, it's fun.
Please disregard everything Ruben's been saying. Good grief.
It's also called The Bearded Ones, which is why I was touching my beard, not like a man in an ice cream van. Come here. Yeah, those people are dodgy.
I see the candy first, then I get in the van. That's the rule.
Exactly. That's how you do it. But this week, lots of interesting content to talk about. It's been an interesting week for entertainment news as well. I think we've got some stuff to talk about there as well. And Chris is going to be doing his movie quiz, I presume, although because no one's fired him yet. So
they might after this week.
Oh yeah, cool. Anything else, Chris?
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. Ruben with the Ruby Tuesday, me, Chris, Movies and Munchies. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
If you...
There's a new social media platform. That's awesome.
Also, if you... Well, hey, whatever. If you're listening to this on the audio, wherever you happen to be listening to it via a podcast platform, if you could rate and review us, that would be huge. But yeah, we've got, what do we got? We've got movie quote quiz. Ruben's going to ask us a question. We're going to dive into the best things we watch. And then in the exclusive audio portion, that's where we are also going to dive into something that did not make our list. Sometimes those are things that they just didn't bubble to the top.
Yeah.
Other times they're straight poo. Mine this week, straight poo. How about you, Ruben?
Yeah, a big poo week. Yeah.
Big poo week, yeah.
Yeah.
And, we're going to review a movie. Ruben's been wanting me to watch this for quite a while.
I have, yes.
I finally watched it.
Finally forced you to watch it.
I'd never seen it.
Can't believe it. There's part 2 and 3 as well.
I do, and I'm looking forward to it because Rush Hour. Yeah, okay. Everybody collectively gasp. Yes, I've never seen Rush Hour until just recently. So we're going to be talking about that in the audio as well.
Hell no! Never touch a black man's radio.
Yeah. Whoa!
What is it? Yeah, we're going to have fun talking about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Should we actually get started, though?
Yes,
with
let's do it.
Ridiculousness?
So did anybody win the movie quote quiz last week?
We did.
Oh, okay.
We had 2 people.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So Tara Briscoe, who is like the reigning champion. She's been I think 4 weeks in a row, something like that. Yeah. And Chris Retzlaff, both of them got all 3. The theme was Adam Sandler. So the first answer was Uncut Gems.
Never seen it.
Second,
dude. It just looks too depressing for me. I'm like,
It is. I saw that when the year that it came out, that was my birthday movie. And so I dragged my whole family to see it. My oldest son loved it.
Right.
My wife, my daughter-in-law, and my youngest son were like, please never again.
Never do that to us. Yeah, okay.
It is stressful.
Okay.
And so well executed.
Sounds like a fun watch. Yeah.
I am pissed that he didn't get. I mean, he should have won.
I heard he should have won an Oscar for that. Yeah, it's just because he's Adam Sandler. That's what people were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, what the crap? No, dude, when you have somebody who's gone from like stupid just humor movies and then delivers an A+ performance, you need to recognize that. Don't just go, well, it's a one-off because he's a comedic actor.
Better recognize.
In Living Color.
Yeah.
I loved that show. That was great. Okay, sorry. I digress. So, Uncut Gems. Number 2 was Grown Ups. Number 3, Mr. Deeds. Very sneaky, sir.
So the feet. Oh my gosh, the feet scene. That makes me cry. Yeah. Yeah.
No, kidding. Okay. This week, this is going to be harder. So this might be the week that I get fired.
All right, cool.
Okay, these are going to be obscure. They're older. There we go. Okay.
Fire, Chris. Fire.
Okay, number 1. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. You know this one.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I watched you very carefully. Red light, stop. Green light, go. Yellow light, go very fast. Number 3. Correction. I need the superior information in your inferior brain to fly this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a theme, even an era. So that might help you nail things down. No cheating, but let us know in the comments below. What did you get? All 3 of those? Did I stump you? Was this my last week? We'll give you the shout out next week. Ruben, though, do you have a question for us, please?
Yes. I'm just it's a bit of a silly question, but maybe people listening can answer this question for me. I saw it mentioned on Twitter this week, and I thought that's a really good question. For me, I'm a Trekkie. I love Star Trek. I love every incarnation, the new stuff, the old stuff, the bad stuff. Anything new, I love it in that world, that sci-fi zone. But there's been a consistent theme, and for the life of me, I can't work out why. And it's like ruined Star Trek for me.
Oh no.
It's fine. I will keep watching it, but every time I see the front of let's say the Enterprise, and you're inside, and the captain's there in his chair, and you have all the others at the various stations doing their little gadget things of the fake screens blowing torpedoes, and Captain
engage.
Yeah. Number 1. What is that? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. All of that. And they're all flying. Why are there no seatbelts in any of the spaceships? Because how many times have you seen them fall out and roll away? With all the technology they have, they could have had that, you've seen in some films where they automatically just kind of, because you can still fake the thing throwing around, or the chairs could even break one if you're having a big crash, or I guess it's not as dramatic. But with all the technology and all the time, why do they not have seatbelts on their, a strap, a bar, something to stop them? In every season, in every movie, never something to hold them down.
That's hilarious. Well, I think maybe from the very beginning, when we first talk about just like the very first series with William Shatner, that may have been before seatbelts were actually invented and put into cars. So that explains.
So to be authentic, they've just continued the trend. What I want to see now, someone in that does like crash test dummies, needs to do crash test dummies for Star Trek.
Star Trek? Oh my gosh. Well, and you've got I love the reboot of the Kelvin timeline, where Chris Hemsworth is in the captain's chair. I want to see that one where he goes into Nero's shit. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, random sci-fi question. Let us know in the comments what you think the reason is. I'm sure someone that is like an absolute geek will be like, in episode blah blah blah, they said blah blah blah, and that's the reason blah blah blah. And yes. I'm fine with that. But still, no seatbelts, guys.
Nah.
Should we get into it?
Yes. You want to go first?
My wife said I need to do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward.
They just come out of the blue. It's just like you just start talking, and there they are. I don't know.
You don't know what's happening.
No. So good.
All right. Yeah, so my week this week was a poo. But I did manage to go to London to watch Tom Cruise's big movie extravaganza. It wasn't in IMAX, which cracked me up because Tom Cruise really wanted all these movies in IMAX. It was, however, in the biggest Odeon with the best sound. So in London, there's two big screens for press screenings. One is IMAX. That's I think it's Empire's IMAX, and it's incredible. But their sound is always beaten by Odeon's big screen because they have the Dolby Atmos, like floor to ceiling surround you. It's the sort of cinema when you go to and there's a big sound moment that chairs reverberate and shake. Not because it's like 4D cinema, it's just you feel it.
It's so loud, yeah.
But it doesn't distort. Like it's just that. It's great. So anyway, went to press screening. Was completely full. Sat next to me was the guy from Empire. I think he's one of the best writers from Empire, who might have started Empire. Wow. And I really wanted to geek out and say, hey, didn't you just write that book about vampires and stuff? But I didn't. I kept my cool. And, he was cold. He had a jacket. He pulled it up over him. So the aircon was obviously up quite a bit. And that's what I thought about the movie.
Okay, well, good to know. Yes, I saw this movie also. I was hoping we would talk about it, but apparently we're not going to.
No, now we can actually talk about it. We've both seen it.
Yeah.
I've had some time to think about it. I actually think you need to let the film settle a bit in your head. Like, because it's so a lot. Like, this film is a lot. That you come out going, was this as good as did I enjoy it as much? Like, I really had a good time and it was tense. But when my analytical brain hits it, like, was this as good? I actually think, having had a week, that it's my favorite of the bunch. Like, above Fallout. I cannot wait to go back and watch it again. I didn't watch any of the others back to the cinema. I didn't go to Fallout, watch that twice. This one, I'm going back to watch again.
I'm going, as of this recording, I'm going tomorrow. So the day this drops, I'm going with my family. They had a fan screening that you could buy tickets for. And so we bought 5 tickets, and we're
nice. That's early as well.
It is, yeah. And especially because in the US, it doesn't open until Wednesday the 12th.
Right.
In the UK, it opens on Monday the 10th.
And in Australia, it opens now.
Seriously?
Which is why Tom had the premiere there. It was his birthday, so it's kind of a present to them. So they get it a couple of days earlier. Yeah. Which is nice.
Right on.
Which is great. So let's talk about the movie.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I'll talk about the movie. That was me handing you the ball, but I'll go first.
Oh! As I watch the ball go past me.
Okay. I think this is Lorne's best score for the Mission films. I was listening back to it. There are cues in this movie that when you get an emotional beat, it's building and building and building and building. The action is building. And there's a crux of a character that something happens to a character. And man, the emotional cues, just the combination of that action coming to a head, I felt it. I was like, I wanted to shout in the cinema, anybody but that person. I was pissed. So there are emotional beats. Then there's the comedy. Simon Pegg, brilliant. But Simon Pegg and Tom Cruise together, that's what I didn't expect. Like their banter back and forth, really on point. But it's not detracting from the story or the emotional beats that it needs to have. And then you get the action sequences. And this is what I was worried about. Is because we've seen big featurettes of Tom Cruise on the motorbike and building up. It's an incredible stunt. I was worried, like, okay, so are the trailers showing all the best bits? They kind of are, but the best bits, you've seen a fraction of the action. So that bike scene is like a 20-minute build-up. You see it, and afterwards, and it leads into another big action scene. And that action scene, for me, is far better. They've shown it on the poster, so it's to do with the train. So Macquarie had one request, and Tom Cruise had one request when doing this film. Tom wanted to do a bike stunt, and Macquarie wanted to do a train stunt. And so they both got their wishes, and that's what they put in this movie. And that's like the latter half of the film, the last 40 minutes of the film. The first 2 hours, although it's a setup for part 2, which you totally feel, there's a nice contained story, actually, that it finishes on, which I liked.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the leading up to the Rome sequences where our characters have to fight. And everybody's been hearing about it now and all in the reviews. So I'm just going to say it's a very interesting bad guy because it's AI. And if you hear that, you're going to roll your eyes and go, oh, because so many people have done it badly. And yeah, I get it. It's nonsense. Even ages ago, like Eagle Eye, which was Shia LaBeouf's film, it was fine, but it wasn't good. This is how you do an AI movie and make it relevant, but make it feel tangible. You swap that out as giving the AI an agent, that makes it real. And then you make that agent flipping scary because you link it to the world. You make it very real. And I thought, damn. And so I thought it was very Hitchcockian, which I wasn't expecting it to kind of hark back to that original first Mission Impossible, the shadows, the noir.
Yeah.
We have all of that, and somehow it works in amongst the big action. Hayley Atwell, good Lord. I need to see a bunch of movies with her in this character. I want to see all of them.
All of them.
Because honestly, Tom Cruise does the stunts, but this is Hayley Atwell's film.
She brings so much heart and emotion and like character presence into it, and she makes them more rounded characters.
Yes, 100%. Did you know that her character originally in the series was a man?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me, but yeah, no, that's.
But I mean, she's done a phenomenal job. Obviously, we have one of our Guardians of the Galaxy.
Clementif.
Yeah. And again, she was excellent. I like how Tom Cruise manages to take characters that seemingly could be side characters, and really you don't need to have them in the story. Give them meat and background and build, so that by the time you see them at the end, where you started with those characters are so different. You now care about, even if they're the bad guys, you get why they're doing what they're doing. You understand the big history in the story. And all of this, you manage to, I mean, okay, it's not a short movie, but there's a lot to pack in there. And you never feel the time. Like, there's some downtime, but it's just continuously building.
Well, and I think you need that downtime just a little bit to reset. You can't sit at such a high level consistently for that long, especially because the scenes get more intense. And so if you're there, you know, people reach a breaking point almost where it just becomes, you become numb to it, right? And so we watch like intense scene, fun, you know, action then we go into a little bit of slower just for a little bit, and then back into something high octane, and then down again, so we get a little bit of story exposition, we get to learn some more about the characters, we get to see interactions, and then interwoven through that are still exciting sequences that then build us up to that breaking point. And the last third of the film, I don't think I breathed.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. That whole sequence was just incredible.
I loved, and I said this in my review, it's because we've already seen the bike jump, the use of silence at that moment was genius, because it gave you a different perspective, and it helped to put us into that spot. And I was like, my audience was like,
There's a number of nods to other films and sequences, like I would say the Italian Job, with the little mini car running all over the place, which I thought was genius. So much better executed than like Fast and Furious, which is a car film, because it's all real and in screen, right? So I think the balance of that, making it real, and then having Tom being a producer, so he's directing Haley. I saw a little bit of behind the scenes where they're in the car and it's spinning around, and he needs the car to have like smoke to create smoke, and he's telling her, say this line. And so they're making it up. They have the script, but he's feeling something else, and so he's getting her to riff to try and find the next thing. But he's having to wait for the right moment when there's enough smoke for the car spinning. They never told the authorities that that's what they were going to do. They hide it out. They didn't say there was going to be like smoke, so they just kind of have to go for it and get what you can. The production value shot. But I think Tom Cruise particularly has this level of understanding of what he needs from each actor. He's the guy that gets everybody to go and study or train months before because he knows how physically demanding. So not only are our actors great actors, but they know how to act in action. And that's a key difference that you see in some action movies. It just doesn't carry. Or there's a stop, deliver your line, action. When you can deliver it on the go, it makes it feel like it's very real and tangible. I think that's what these films do, and this one particularly really manages to deliver well. We also do globe-trotting again, which is always one of the big fun parts. You get to go on this grand adventure in different places. For me, I thought it was very brave of him to do an action sequence in the desert. You don't get a lot of people that want to play in sand. But the way they did it, I thought it was really tense, crazy, interesting, and it set up a nice bit of the story. So it was very well executed.
Yeah, something that going back to the comedy a little bit, because obviously, I mean, I totally agree with you of how well it worked and how well it complemented everything else. We've seen little bits here and there of like a little bit of snarkiness or whatever with Tom Cruise in a lot of the other movies, but for the most part, I mean, he's serious.
Yeah,
in this one, there were a couple of key moments. I think particularly in Rome, where his facial expressions.
Oh yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Like were so funny because they felt very, very natural. Like there was I never thought at that point like he was acting. It was more of like, oh, they just captured his real reaction.
Yeah. I mean, they even showed in that clip on the trailer when Benji is talking to him on top of the mountain, and he's like, "What do you expect me to do?" It's like jump, and he's like the comedy banter of that moment. It's like, did you understand where I am? And he's showcasing that all through just his expressions. Yeah, he's come a long way with that comedic timing. It's not easy to do.
No, and like you said, with all of the mid action, like they're doing a lot of this while doing something else, and so it really does. I mean, to capture that level. Also, because I mean, we've seen others, where people are racing in cars or something, and there's a little bit of banter here and there, but I don't think it captures the same level of excitement very often.
And I want the next part now.
Dude.
Now, Chris.
Dude. Yeah. Yes. I was happy, very, very happy that this wrapped up the story. Like, didn't wrap up the story, but it felt we reached a point where I was satisfied with then beginning the next chapter.
Didn't leave us mid-knife throw or mid-punch or mid-explosion. Like, seriously.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
I mean, it's like when Fast X came out, you're like, it just ended, and we're like, wait, do you need to load the other reel? What's going on? There's got to be another scene, right?
Did that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Into the across the Spider-Verse. Also, these. I think you do a little bit of a disservice.
You're alienating the audience a little bit. Yeah.
It's. I understand part of it. You want to keep the anticipation and the energy high, but guess what? The audiences aren't going to remember where they were in that high when you go back.
Yeah.
Like devastate us, like with Infinity War.
Oh my gosh, what a brilliant ending. Nobody expected that. Walked out silent, like the whole screen just devastated. But brilliant. Like, be brave, do that.
Absolutely.
So how invested were you to
have
Endgame?
Oh, of course, because now we have a starting point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it just makes me want to go watch those 2 movies again. Yeah.
I just watched Endgame this week again.
Did you?
So,
Still good?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, yeah, totally. that whole last hour battle scene is so much fun.
It's so just good. Have that on loop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right on. Okay, you good to move on?
I mean, I could talk about this all day, but yeah,
we will venture into spoilers at some point.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So that was on my list. So really, next on my list is this is something completely different. For Father's Day a few weeks, and now for something completely different. My oldest son and my daughter-in-law got me a present for Father's Day, and
I didn't get any present.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kids,
we have been
are you listening. Sorry.
Well, we have been playing this game every week. We just have a family dinner and they come over, and so we've been playing this every week. I bought the expansion pack, so now it's like the deluxe edition, and it's called Doomlings.
Doomlings. I think you were telling me about this last week.
It is it's a deck building game. So it's you collect cards and they build on each other and you go around and everything.
I want it.
The artwork on them is genius. I mean, it's beautiful to look at. It was a Kickstarter game, and obviously they got fully funded because now you can buy it in game stores and stuff. Ooh, nice. £22. Oh, yep. So the base game is outstanding.
Okay.
It really is. But then I got the expansion pack, which made it the deluxe.
Right.
And it added like 3 new types of like genres of characters that go into this. Right. And it's basically, I mean, like if you've played Exploding Kittens, or even like Dominion, some type of game like that where it's deck building or card game, it's kind of fast moving, but it's so complicated too, but in a very easy and understandable way. So it's like you could put down a card that just affects you or benefits you, but it also could affect other people. There's cards that affect everybody all at once. Teach us how to play. Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Yeah, it's oh my gosh, it's so much fun. The games probably last about 45 minutes.
All right.
And that's because we're talking and everything else. But it's so good to just see when you get new cards. And really the biggest thing is like we've cycled through the character cards, the trait cards, but we have not cycled through all of these age cards, and those dictate for everybody else what's going on, or for everybody that's playing each round, and each round is one time around the table. So it's really simple. I think you can have how many players?
How do you
2 to 6? How do you win? There's so it's like the beginning of the world. So you begin with the beginning of life, and then you go through and you have ages, and within the ages there are catastrophes. And so once you hit the 3rd catastrophe, that's the world's end. And there's a special penalty type of action that happens there also. Sometimes it's not bad.
So the aim of the game is to end the world.
Terrible. Well, it's going to anyway.
Right.
And then once you've done that, then you add up your points. So each trait card that you have has points to it. But some of your cards can be dependent on other people's cards. Some of them have a world's end type of thing. So when the world's end happen, you get to play this action that then affects everybody else. Okay. It's so good. And there's some really, really good, valuable cards. And like, so my wife played a really great card and I took it from her, right after she played it. And so the next time around, she was like, thank your dad. And then she puts down, like everybody has to discard like 4 cards or something like that.
Oh, dear.
It's just, it's such a good casual game that it's detailed enough to be investing so that you want to actually pay attention and have fun as a group.
Yeah.
But it's also not so complex and so detailed that you can't enjoy it or have fun with it, and like some of those games, they become so like you have to read every single thing so closely, and like you're just uber focused. And this, it has a mix of that. We most of us, everybody but my daughter-in-law last week, had some kind of influence on us that messed with our brains. So the game took a little longer, and it was funny because my daughter-in-law was like, I'm going to win. So I made her a daiquiri and to level out the playing field there.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you can get it on Amazon, you can get it in stores. It sounds like it's available in the UK as well, so that's outstanding. Yeah, lots and lots of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. What's next on your list?
Yeah. What is next on my list, Chris? So I started watching The Lincoln Lawyer. Got 2.5 episodes in. Switched that off.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a notification from HBO saying, "Hey, we've got some screeners for you to watch."
Oh.
So this is... I don't know if I can say this is the best things I watched. I haven't watched the whole series.
Okay.
But this is going to split audiences. And I don't know how to describe it. It's... Okay, there's a new TV series coming out. The embargo's lifted, but it comes out on July 13th.
Okay.
It's called Full Circle. Have you heard anything about this?
I don't believe so. I'm going to look it up on IMDb here.
It's got an incredible cast. And the first thing I can say about this is the acting is brilliant. Like, it's very good, very intense. The negative thing I'll say about it is the first episode has so many storylines going on that it's hard to follow. I don't normally mind that because I know that it's one of those stories that it will piece it together. Like, so you're following everybody's stories. It's all over the place, so I don't really know how it connects, but you can see how the puzzle pieces are starting to come together.
Okay.
And this is where it comes to why I'm not sure it's the best thing I watched this week, because it's the director or the creator is, I think it's, am I right? Steven Soderbergh?
Yeah. He directed all of them.
Yeah.
He didn't write them though.
No, he didn't write it, but he is directing this. So I think when it comes to Steven Soderbergh, for me especially, very hit or miss. There's some stuff I like, and there's some stuff I just... He's one of those that I'm more inclined to go, yeah, I'm not sure that's for me. Or I watch it and be like, I didn't get it. What do you know Steven Soderbergh's work much? Are there any that you like?
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me go. I'm going to his page so I can just make sure that I'm hitting. Because I mean, let's see here. Did he do the Ocean's movies? Yeah, he did the Ocean's movies, so I liked that. Traffic, Aaron Brockovich. Let's see, anything recently though that I've liked. Contagion, which is not recent at anyway, but that is a terrifying movie and I loved it. Side Effects was okay, I think. I haven't seen really any of his... Oh, Unsane was the last one that I saw, and he shot that on an iPhone, which... well, it was good. I mean, you know.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So take that sort of filmmaking and put it in here. Because he makes it like a documentary. It feels like a documentary, right? So he really wants to place you like you're a fly on the wall. But a lot of the time, the shots be just lower than head height. So it's slightly voyeuristic, but it's also quite shaky. It's not like very shaky, but it's shakier than normal.
You can tell it's definitely handheld, right?
So it's worse than that. It is like in places
Oh, wow.
Am I still recording?
I am screenshotting that bad boy right there.
Nice. I better go check my battery. Well, that battery didn't last long. So there are moments I can see that this really works, and sometimes it really does place you in the moment. The stories that are all, it's a big puzzle piece. I have no idea what's going on at the moment, but there's definitely characters that you will love to hate, characters that you will like, and characters that are just getting in trouble and you're willing them not to get into trouble. I think it's going to split people, like I mentioned at the beginning, which is why I'm not sure that this is like on the best thing I watch. An investigation into a botched kidnapping uncovers long-held secrets connecting multiple characters and cultures in present-day New York. I think it's a one and done, so it's like it's 6
Limited
episodes
series,
and
right?
done. Yeah. And the story is intriguing, but it hasn't gripped me within that first episode. It's a fairly long episode, it's like an hour. The puzzle piece is making it so that I don't know where it's going at all, and then the filmmaking's making me like, I like it sometimes, but I mostly don't like it. Please don't do that. It's like I have reservations. I visibly sit backwards, like, why are you doing that? So it doesn't place me in it. It takes me out of it, which I think is the opposite effect.
Yeah, you don't want that typically with a story. Well, okay. Yeah, it's 6 episodes, 2 episodes each week. Drop. How long are the episodes? Are they hour?
Yeah,
or
about
half
an hour, I think.
About an hour. Okay. Well, there's some, like I was looking as I scrolled down in IMDb. You've got like the names that really stood out to me were Zazie Beetz, Timothy Olyphant, Jarrell Jerome, Claire Danes, Dennis Quaid, Alex Winter, Jim Gaffigan.
It's an amazing cast. They are good. Everybody brings their A game. Like, the script is so Soderbergh, or like films that you would associate watching with him. The filmmaking the same way. Like, it's just Soderbergh on Soderbergh. Whether it holds out and it is worth the 6 hours, I don't know.
Okay.
But that was like, if you like Soderbergh, watch this. If you have mixed feelings, maybe wait till they're all out. See if you want to watch it all together.
Okay. Funny enough, going on that exact same theme, there is a second season of a murder mystery coming out on Apple this week called The Afterparty.
Oh, yeah.
I had not seen the first season.
Oh, okay,
so I
really?
Binged it.
Dude, you've done quite a bit of binge watching this week.
I have. But if you have not seen The Afterparty and you enjoy like murder mysteries and then creative presentations, you're going to love this because every episode is a different genre.
It's retold to us. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen the first. I haven't seen the second yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was. I mean, the cast is big. It's a high school reunion. That then it goes to an after party where
is this Dave one Franco, of them where it's like one of the episodes is animation?
Yes.
Yes.
One with Ben Schwartz is a musical. That was my favorite episode.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it was so great. There's one that like I loved it when one of the episodes features a little girl retelling her view of the story, and so it's like watching Luis in the Ant-Man movies, where she's doing all of the voices for all of the characters, and so you're rewatching all these.
That might be my favorite episode. Actually, it was very good, very clever.
It was so fun. Yeah, I had heard good things about it, and but I didn't. Whatever, I don't know. We'll see. Is it going to hold up? Is it old? Is it? I don't know. Yeah. And no, it's short episodes too. Like the first episode, I think is close to an hour. It's like 48 minutes or something. All of the rest of the episodes are about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it becomes very quick to binge, and it was funny. There are moments that are a little repetitious, but that's kind of expected.
It's expected with the overlapping of the stories. They kind of regurgitating that moment, but then it's from their perspective. So
exactly, yeah. So I was okay with that. I was fully invested in the mystery. Like I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And while I had suspicions, I didn't land on who did it.
Okay.
Like as a solid, like, yes, this is what it is. So I thought that was really well done. The characters, it's a good mix of characters in this first season. And what's his name? Sam Richardson, who's in Werewolves Within.
Nice.
He is.
Love that.
I do too. But I love his whole presentation of who he is, like how he acts, because he's unassuming and he's kind of everyman, so he becomes very relatable. Like even if he's doing things that like you wouldn't necessarily do or that you've never done, you could see, at least I can, like, oh, well, I could react that way.
He's just likable though, isn't he? Like anything he's in, you kind of just like him.
Yeah. He's been, I mean, what I've seen him in, he's just like, I want to be friends with him because he seems genuine, a little sarcastic, but that's also on the heels of being caught off guard on certain things. You know what I mean? And so his reactions are like,
You also have John Chow, Ken Jeong.
Oh, that's in season 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. They
Is
so
Ken Jeong not in season 1?
No.
Huh.
No, the first season has I think the 3 returning characters are Tiffany Haddish, Sam Richardson, and Zoe Chao.
Okay.
I don't think any of the other characters within this are returning, and it is a stacked cast again.
Yeah. I mean, anytime John Cho is on screen, and Ken Jeong, Dr. Ken Jeong, he's hilarious.
Oh, he is. Well, and Paul Walter Hauser is going to be in this.
Is a powerhouse. He can go from flipping Karate Kid to Oscar-winning performances. Seriously.
Yep. So I'm thrilled. Yeah, I hope it holds the same level of excitement and mystery as the first one. Because this first season, like, I am all in to watch season 2 because I can't remember so that much.
I think I need to go back and watch it again in prep for season 2.
Yeah, even if you're going to watch just a couple of them, a couple of the episodes. It was funny though because Tiffany Haddish and Ike Barinholtz, they're in this series in the first season. They're also the 2 CIA operatives in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
I was like, wait, what?
Okay.
But no, really good. Great chemistry with the cast. I mean, it captures all of the awkwardness and just the discomfort that you would expect from a high school reunion. All of these people coming back together with the tensions and it's, lots and lots of fun. I am excited for season 2, but if you've not seen season 1, now is definitely the time to hop on that on Apple.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. What you got?
So we had a guest a few weeks ago. Trying to remember his
Neil?
name. Neil.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
Oh, do you? Do you? How do
Yes.
you know? And he...
Because we're friends.
Oh, right, okay. And he mentioned that he's watching an anime. And I said, what is this anime? I'd never heard of it. Like, how dare you know an anime that I don't? This is sacrilege. And he said he gave me a synopsis for it, which I want to read because that
I had his. I was sold by the poster alone,
right?
But then the synopsis also was like, ooh, okay.
Like, okay, here it is. I got it. Okay. Undead murder farce. Do you love the movie Knives Out? Yes. What if instead of Daniel Craig as the detective, it was an immortal woman's head in a birdcage, whose apprentice is a half human, half demon? And what if the story took place in the 1800s Europe and lived within the world of Sherlock Holmes, Jack the Ripper, vampires, Asinine Lupin, the Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein's monster, and more? Then this quirky supernatural murder mystery is just for you. And one of the particular reasons why I was mentioning today is because you don't watch a lot of anime. But this, I think you need to watch. I've seen one episode, and dude, it's bonkers, but it's brilliant. It's so fun.
I'm telling you, the poster where you had the dude with the woman's head in the bird cage, and I was like, what the crap is that? I am really intrigued by this. So it's Crunchyroll, right?
Yeah, Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Well, that's where I watched it, yeah.
Okay. That's all you're going to talk about it? Is that
I mean, how do you explain this anime without doing spoilers?
Why do you think I should watch it? Why do you think I'm going to enjoy it?
Because you love mystery.
Okay.
And it's just that synopsis. The mystery is there. But the first episode, they show you what's going to happen. They give you a time deadline. One of our characters is going to die if they don't do something. Another one of our characters needs her body back. Can you guess which character that is?
Maybe.
And so you have this unique team of one guy has a demon inside him that's an Oni demon, and he's trying to fight it, but at the same time it gives him abilities to be strong, but eventually it's going to take over him. You have a time deadline, and so that starts, but then there's this connection of how they both met a certain bad guy, who I think might be Jack the Ripper. I'm just guessing, but I think it might be a different version of Jack the Ripper. They both met, and their encounters with him ended up them, either her losing her body and him becoming, like, having a demon placed in him. So it's London, it's supernatural, 1800s, murder mystery, Sherlock Holmes. You know, it's shoved in all that stuff and somehow works because it's anime. And the beauty of the animation as well, I think I equate it to being as good as Demon Slayer, because it looks fluid, it's beautiful when they move, when they punch, the action, all that is what you want. Subtitles were excellent for us. I don't speak Japanese, so I think they're excellent, but because like I would
the story made sense for you, right?
Yeah, they could be saying something completely different. But I was just like, man, this is going on my list, and Chris needs to watch this. Yeah, it's so nice to get something that's like a genre that you know, but they just twist it and give it like a new lease on life. Which is why I said to myself, Chris has to watch this.
Well, and I like the gothic, like aura to it, you know, and just that whole world. Then you're putting the mystery in there, and then it's just funky. So that's I'm excited to check out this, because you're right. I don't really watch much anime, and
you sort that out.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, I have a few that I like.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. So it's weekly though, right?
It is weekly, which is fine. Okay. I don't mind waiting. Like with anime, when you get new seasons of things, you watch 3 or 4, and then they'll release on different days. So you kind of look forward to each new week, which I used to love doing with TV. It was great. Sure. So you watch that one episode, and then you watch the next day. There's a new episode of that particular anime you're watching. So it's like nice, quick 20 minutes. Doesn't take up much of your time. But if it's a really good anime, you'll be pissed off that it's ended. You're like, damn it.
Well, that's what you want. I want the story to engage me and hook me in such a way that I don't want it to end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Weird, because we didn't talk about our lists before. My next one has a slight tie to that, kind of. What? It's not anime.
I know what you're going to talk about.
Prime Video series. Is this the one you think I'm going to talk? Okay. So The Horror of Dolores Roach. Mm-hmm. It has a Sweeney Todd element to it.
Oh, it's totally Sweeney Todd.
I was trying not to give everything.
It's totally Sweeney Todd. Come on.
It's totally Sweeney Todd. This is a dark comedy. I don't know how much comedy there actually is. I mean, there's some humorous moments in there.
Yeah, I did. It says comedy horror, but I didn't find it very funny.
No, it was more tense and like uncomfortable. We have this woman who took the rap for a crime, spent 16 years in prison, and she has gotten out. And now she returns to her neighborhood that's been completely gentrified except for one little thing, this little empanada shop. She doesn't know anybody else there. Like a couple of people from the old neighborhood are there, but not many at all. She's totally fish out of water, but also just time separated almost. You know, the world has moved on.
It's like she was in a time capsule for her time in jail, came out, and the world has moved on without her. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, she's savvy enough to know what's going on and to be able to do some of these things, but she hasn't experienced it. And I love how she surprises herself at certain things, because while she was not a violent person when she went into prison, I mean, she probably could handle herself, but she's not who she is when she comes out.
When she comes
she
out,
learned
she's
special
got
skills.
16 years of experience, yeah.
And I love, because her roommate, her one-armed roommate also, which is even better, not roommate, cellmate.
Who was
Sorry,
crying
cellmate.
when she...
Yeah. But she teaches her skills. Like, you're like, and you hear Dolores recounting these skills and walking through the steps of what to do. And some of these fight scenes that happen in very close claustrophobic areas, they become humorous, but it's also like it's horrifying, because you just feel this mounting crap beginning to build up, and she's kind of surrounded by some morons. So the dude who runs the empanada shop, he's well-meaning, he's sweet, but he's stupid. I mean,
Is he though?
Naive? Is that a better way to put him? I don't know. Like
I want to say some words, but that'll be a spoiler. But
I mean, he's ingenious in certain spots, and you know what I mean. But he's like, he comes across as dumb. I think that's maybe what it is, like a simpleton.
He does come across that, but then what he does makes me go, really?
Yeah. This is, you're right. It's not it is a dark comedy, but it's not laugh out loud funny. Really.
I understand why it's like dark.
It is, yeah. I liked.
So this is on the best thing you watched.
Yeah, but it's the last thing on the best thing I watched.
Fair enough. Okay.
Because I loved the cameos that we had. So you had Mark Maron, you had Cyndi Lauper, Judy Reyes.
I want to slap Mark Maron so much. His character.
Oh my gosh!
I hated his
right?
character. I mean, he did such a good job, but dude, sucks.
Absolutely, and it's because you need a character like that. Yeah, even Judy Reyes, like I love Judy Reyes. I mean, she scrubs. I mean, she just. But here, like, she's just, I don't really like you. Cyndi Lauper was great, because she's that no nonsense, don't give an F type of thing, but also very dedicated in her skills. And every time that Dolores acted, while it was not necessarily always out of necessity, it became out of necessity then. And I love the level of horror that she gets from her actions. Like, she's surprised at what she did and then disgusted by it. Yeah. Oh, did you overall enjoy this, or was this something like you don't want to see a season 2?
I stopped watching. I think I watched 4 out of the 6 or 6 out of the 8. How many? I think there were 8.
Oh, there were 8, I think.
Yeah, so I think it was 6. Because I knew where I was going. Once I knew what it was, it kind of lost the surprise for me. Also, I hated most of the characters. Like, I just didn't like them. And I kept being annoyed at... Well, see, for me, injustice is it's a big thing for me and my whole family as well, actually. So whenever we see something that's unjust, it's like we want to see a good outcome for that character. But here we have a series that the character just keeps having crap piled upon her, and then she finds herself in a position that really there was no other way for her to get out. Like, you understand that what she did was what she had to do.
Yes.
And that sucked. So I was just like, oh, how much more do I have to put myself through? I actually watched it because I saw your review, and I thought, oh, okay, that looks interesting. And then I stopped, about 6 in. I was like, I probably will finish it because it is interesting. It's well done. There's a nice take on it. And I was really intrigued when they say comedy horror, but because it didn't have any of that actual comedy for me, I was like, I was hoping something like gory comedy horror, like Shaun of the Dead has that mix,
Oh,
and it just wasn't that at all.
No, this is going like towards the very bad things. That type of
that's
dark.
a much better connection. I don't think it's a bad series. I think it's all incredibly well acted and put together.
I do wish they had held off longer on the
reveal,
the mystery,
yeah,
the reveal, because that comes about pretty quickly.
It does, yeah.
But it does set up, I guess. After that, it sets up then the having to hide things and the having to the shuffling game and so.
Who's hungry?
Oh my gosh, when she first comes out and she just
don't eat
not
that.
Good. Yeah, no. All right. You have anything else?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
You like Love, Death, and Robots, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like you're a big fan. Did you ever watch the Jedi Tales on Disney?
No,
it was an anime series that was an anthology.
Okay.
You had a different studio for each episode, much like what Love, Death, and Robots
Visions?
does. Oh, Visions. That's what I'm...
yeah. I saw. Yeah,
I think that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Visions. Yeah,
Visions.
So Visions was excellent. Okay, see here we have a really unique one that Disney just didn't promote, called Kizazi Moto Generation Fire, which is a African animated series. Every single episode is a different studio, fairly big, some big names, but all of them are to do with Africa, cultural specifics, how you grow up in that culture or the differences, a new look on like timeline, so like Zimbabwe but future Zimbabwe. Like they mix up like with technology, like it reminded me a lot of actually Black Panther. Black Panther, is that right? Yeah, like Wakanda. Yeah, so you have the African culture mixed in with technology. There's a lot of it, but honestly, it's beautiful. It's very, very well done. And just felt like they did such a disservice because you can see it's as good as those others. Honestly, it was just a ride and wonderful to watch. I will watch a few of them again.
I'm good. I'm looking at the trailer right now, and I'm blown away by the different animation styles.
Yeah, so
and
many.
Some of those are like, what the crap? Why isn't Disney like pushing?
I have no idea, because some of them are really hard-hitting, thought-provoking storytelling, and then the animation is like a cherry on top, like beautiful, but it's like, I think Visions had some of it, but I think more Love, Death, and Robots had those short stories, like really kind of hard-hitting, emotional gut punches about human nature, growing up, coming to terms with things in your life, your identity. All of that is in here, but it's all covered in that cultural heritage of Africa. And I think they hit the nail on the head. Like I was 16 years in South Africa, and even for me, so long ago, I still saw all the bits that they were really just hitting right with the culture. At the same time, I don't think, if you'd never been to Africa, I think you're totally gonna like fall in love with all of these episodes. It pisses me off that this hasn't had the the push it needs, because Disney's not doing well at the moment. They really need a win. Like, honestly, I think we'll talk about that a little bit in our new segment in the audio bit. But this is good. This is very good.
Especially coming off of lukewarm type of Pixar reactions, and well, gosh, almost all of their movies, even Secret Invasion, which I haven't seen the third episode yet. I watched the
third episode, and it's poo. I thought it was boring. Yeah.
See, that's it. That's unfortunate, because it's
become a drama between Nick Fury and what's his face. It feels like a soap.
Oh, really?
Like they're bickering between each other, and I was just like, I don't care. Like, stop it.
Okay.
This
one
so good.
Well, and I wonder if it's the whole. Well, no, I don't want to speculate on that. Looking at the trailer for this, it looks phenomenal. I mean, so you're right. If you like Love, Death, and Robots, you like Visions, you like really anything with just outstanding stellar animation and variety, this, I can't wait. How long are the episodes? Because there's 10 episodes, right?
Oh, yeah. There's 10 episodes. They're short. I mean, they're like 10, 15 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. So very easy binge. Nice. Okay.
I'm just trying to remember my favorite. The first episode, called Herder Boy. A reckless teen must protect a precious herd of cyborg cattle from a deadly spirit monster. It's brilliant, because they take in Africa, but then they just like technology and literally sci-fi. So they use the gadgets, how to herd them, but then this kid has to stand up for himself and fight a beast, and how they use that is excellent. Episode 2 is basically a homage to Cannonball Run and Cowboy Bebop, and it's wonderful. 4, I think you might find your favorite, Surf Sangana. It says taking surfing, but like Cthulhu mix. Right?
What? Yeah. Well, and I saw they show a little clip of that, the animation style on that, where the person is riding the wave, and it is like, ooh, that looks cool.
It's so good. Episode 6, Mukudeze. That's the one I was talking about, Zimbabwe. So our kid gets, he's a graffiti artist, and somehow he opens up a rift in space and time and ends up like in a possible alternate future of Zimbabwe. And it's all like the Fifth Element sort of skyscrapers, but they need to fix it. And so he teams up with another young lady, and they, fix that. And so unique and different. Stardust is beautiful. An outcast stable girl demands an elite destiny scroll from an all-knowing oracle. That is like desert, sort of Jedi, sort of what is your destiny, and what does it mean to have a destiny, and should your destiny be picked? People are online are loving episode 10, Enkai, about a girl that has the power as her mom, but she can't control it, and humans are destroying Earth once again, and how long must these two entities, her mom and the daughter, stay and protect Earth while we keep destroying Earth? There's a obvious message, but it's like one of the most beautiful, pretty episodes I've ever seen. Yeah, so I could keep talking about like every individual episode. It's just, do yourself a favor, if you haven't watched it, put it on your list. If you like those anthology series, this is one that probably a lot of people will miss.
Disney, step up the game.
Seriously.
Wow. Yeah, though this is going on my list because I want to see this. Thank you for telling me about this. This is great.
You are welcome.
Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so. Like, there was a Netflix animated series called Wake Up Carlo. It's a Brazilian animated series. And what's that weird series that we loved?
Centaur World?
Yeah, Centaur World, yeah. It's like that, but on acid. Right? It's like Centaur World, but on acid.
But more.
Yeah.
But that's... what?
And I honestly, I just didn't get it. A lot of the comments are, yeah, this is Brazilian comedy humor. You will only get it if you're Brazilian. And I was like, well, if that is true, then you've really niched your zone, which is not smart. I did say in my review, it's totally me, and I think this will have a niche audience, and it seems to be gaining that, which is fine. You know, we're not going to like everything, but for me, the story was all over the place. There's one bit in the trailer which I laughed out loud, and I was hoping there was going to be more of that. There's a little girl, the car alarm goes off, and it's burp, 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 and she's dancing to the different types of car alarm moments, and it was great. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious and really stupid, but actually works. And it just didn't ever again reach that. It is weird. So you know, if you're feeling weird and you want something as crazy as Centaur World, then give it a try. I couldn't follow the subtitles; it was too fast, so I had to have it in English. And the English is good; they did a good job, so that's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
so I didn't know whether I want to talk about it. So that's all I really want to say about this. Like, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wake up, Carlo.
Wake up. All right. Well, I think that'll do it then for us. We thank you so much for listening. Again.
Oh, wait. I forgot something. Sorry.
Oh,
how do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
I don't know.
You follow Fresh Prince. So you can carry on now.
Oh, like, share, subscribe. Ruben with Ruby Tuesday. Me, Chris, Movies and Munchies. Don't forget, we do have a Patreon opportunity. It's £1 to get in on that. Over 60 videos right now, with more being added each week. We're also this week. In particular, we're diving into the series, the Netflix series Lilyhammer, and gonna just talk about that. On our audio only portion, you can hear us talk about Rush Hour, the thing that either did not make it on our list or was just utter poo. We're also going to talk about entertainment news and a lot of the releases that are coming up this week that we think we're looking forward to, at least, and maybe you might be as well. I think, yes, that's it. That's it.
I think
cool.
So.
All right. Okay. Well, hey, we thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. All right. Take care.